Welcome to the deep dive. We dig through stacks of sources to pull out the key insights and knowledge just for you.
That's right.
Today, we're diving into the world of Jacksepticeye, the content creator. Specifically, looking at his gaming experiences. What can his reactions, which are, all over the place, tell us about why we play games, about the thrill of it all?
Yeah, it's actually a fantastic sort of data set, isn't it? Just pure human emotional response to interactive stuff.
Right.
And by looking at his, totally unfiltered takes on games from the ridiculous to the really epic, we could maybe pull out some surprising ideas about, passion, getting frustrated, simple curiosity, how all that shapes how we connect with games.
Yeah.
So our mission really is to unpack all that today, see what makes these things grab us.
Okay, let's unpack it then. Maybe start with the stuff you wouldn't expect. Games that, they push the definition of fun a bit, like Muddy Heights.
Muddy Heights. Yeah, what's fascinating there is just the basic idea, right? You're literally trying to, shit on people from a rooftop.
Yeah.
And you can control the projectile midair. Jack's reaction.
Right.
It's just pure, unrestrained joy.
Totally.
He's talking about making greasy poop, chili poop.
I remember that.
And he yells, "I just killed people with a car, with poop. I'm the best." It's hilarious.
He really leans into it.
He does. He even says, sometimes the stupid games are the best games. It's just this, almost childlike delight in total absurdity.
So from that kind of comedic chaos, let's maybe pivot. Go to something that brings out a very different, almost gut reaction.
Okay.
Five Nights at Freddy's, both the first one and the sequel.
Yeah, this is where that emotional pendulum just swings, wildly the other way.
Right.
Jack's physical reactions, you can literally see them. He says his hands are shaking. His heart rate obviously spikes through the jump scares.
He yells a lot, too.
He does. Often just Jesus. And he gets really frustrated at the game itself, calls it a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Even tells the phone guy, "Shut up, please," at one point. It really shows that sort of primal, unfiltered human response to being scared.
So, okay, you've got finding the funny in something grotesque and then facing actual, real fear.
Yeah.
His engagement is super emotional either way.
Exactly.
Deeply emotional.
Now, moving on for those raw, sort of immediate reactions.
Yeah.
Let's look at something maybe more complex. A game that was a huge shift for a series everyone loved.
Okay, yeah.
God of War, the 2018 one. This is where things get really interesting, I think. Jack loved the old games, but he said he was very, very wary about the changes at first.
Which raises a really important point, doesn't it? How do you take a fan base that loves something and convince them your totally new vision is worth it?
Yeah, without losing them.
Exactly. And the changes were drastic. Kratos, he went from being mostly just angry and a douchebag, as Jack put it,
to this older, cooler, bearded dad figure. He lost the iconic Blades of Chaos. Yeah. Got the Leviathan axe instead. And of course, he got a son, Atreus.
The bye boy.
Yes. Jack called him my BY all the time. And the whole setting shifted too, from Greek myths to Norse. Huge changes.
But it worked.
Oh, it definitely worked.
Yeah.
Jack was completely hooked by that single camera shot, the one that never cuts, keeps you totally immersed.
Yeah, that was amazing.
He praised the music too, called it phenomenal. And he liked the subdued intro, especially compared to how over-the-top the previous game started.
And the gameplay itself.
Big evolution there.
Yeah.
It went from what he described as button mashing and throwing your blades kind of style over substance to something much more methodical. He even said it felt a lot like Dark Souls.
High praise.
Very. And the axe mechanics calling it back like Thor's hammer, that was just incredibly satisfying. Even the quick time events changed. Became less about gore and more about stunning enemies for a finisher.
So what's the takeaway here? It seems like it's proof that really deep, thoughtful change, even a massive overhaul, can actually connect strongly with players if it focuses on things like, character growth and story depth.
Absolutely. It's a testament to that. It shows how evolution, when done right, can resonate just as much or even more than sticking to the old formula.
Okay, so from franchise evolution, let's dive into something that's almost its own genre. Death Stranding 2. Jack called this one bizarre and so unique.
Yeah, Death Stranding, if you look at the bigger picture here, it's really exploring how players deal with deep narrative complexity and just intentional weirdness.
Definitely intentional.
Oh, absolutely. You've got Sam, the protagonist, his zero fetus. The Lou does come back later, and the whole Bridge Baby saga continues. Jack even pointed out that Bridge Baby might be Kojima nodding towards Big Boss.
Ah, the Metal Gear connector.
He saw Metal Gear elements everywhere. Kaiju-level BTs, those giant enemy things. The head of what looked like Metal Gear Rex, the stealth gameplay. And the setting, this kind of miniature Australia, just adds to the overall unique feel.
But it wasn't all smooth sailing, right? He had issues.
No, definitely not. This deep dive also shays his frustration. He actually said he was pissed off by the game being weird for the sake of being weird.
Okay.
And he felt some plot reveals, like where Lou came from, were really obvious twists. He pointed out how tedious some of the tasks could be.
Right, the core gameplay loop.
Yeah. And he felt the supporting characters, Fragile, Tomorrow, Rainy, were a bit thin, like they were just on the ship to be cute. So despite all the ambition, he ended up saying he didn't like it nearly as much as the first game. Felt it played things a little too safe, ironically, despite all the weirdness.
But he still found things to praise.
Oh, for sure. Visually, he called it a fucking stunner. Said the character models were some of the best he'd seen.
And the sound.
Impeccable. He noted how every little thing has a sound effect, all high quality, great dynamic range, really top-notch sound design.
So that's interesting. It shows how even these really anticipated, visually gorgeous games can end up creating this, like, complicated relationship with the player, right? When the story choices or the gameplay doesn't quite land as intended, maybe?
Exactly. Ambition and aesthetics are great, but if the narrative feels forced, or the gameplay loop gets frustrating, or the characters don't connect, it can leave you feeling mixed. It's a good reminder that it's about how all the pieces fit together for the player.
Absolutely. Okay, now for something that really highlights Jack's range, his adaptability, really. Let's look at Doom, the Dark Ages, and then immediately contrast that with Undertale.
Yeah, quite the pairing.
Right. With Doom, he just completely buys into the rule of cool. He laughs about the arsenal, saying it makes absolutely no sense why you have a spike ball and chain, a shield, and a fur cloak.
It just embraces the ridiculousness.
Totally. He thinks the super shotgun is fucking dope and the parry system is really fun.
Yeah.
Even when he admits his own gameplay is dog shit, his whole vibe is just, I am unstoppable.
Pure power fantasy.
Exactly. Loud, violent, chaotic. It just fits his high-energy style perfectly. Then, completely shifting gears, Undertale. This was a game people really wanted him to play. He had heard so many good things about it. The story, the humor, the characters.
And it offered a totally different kind of experience.
Yeah.
It's a unique moral choice, right?
Yeah.
The pacifist versus homicidal maniac route, you could actually spare enemies, which he compared to Metal Gear Solid 3.
And he went pacifist.
He did. Chose to save everyone.
Yeah.
And his interactions with the characters really defined it for him. Toriel becoming like a mom figure, the funny banter with Sans and Papyrus.
Yeah, those characters are iconic.
They really are. And even though the graphics are, simple-ish or maybe crude-looking, as he put it,
Right.
he thought the music is fucking awesome, and the whole design was just incredibly clever. It really shows how strong story and characters can totally overcome simple visuals.
So this pair, Doom and Undertale, it perfectly shows how he can find real enjoyment in, well, completely different things. Explosive action on one hand, and this deeply emotional, choice-based story on the other.
It really does. It encapsulates his range as a player, finding something meaningful in both total chaos and quiet connection.
So, looking back across all these games, Muddy Heights, FNAF, God of War, Death Stranding, Doom, Undertale, we've seen Jacksepticeye's journey really map out a whole spectrum of how humans engage with games emotionally and intellectually.
Yeah, it's quite a journey.
From just like primal reactions, laughter, fear, to appreciating complex design shifts, wrestling with weird narratives, and finding joy in both pure action and deep moral choices.
Exactly. That magnificent data set we talked about at the start. It really teaches us that gaming isn't just one thing. It can be about embracing the silly, confronting fear safely, appreciating real craftsmanship in game design, grappling with complex, maybe even frustrating ideas, or finding that release in just pure, unadulterated chaos, or finding warmth in making good choices in a story. It's about finding all sorts of joy and challenge, basically mirroring the complexity of, well, us.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? What kind of data set are your own gaming habits creating? What do your reactions say about what you seek in these virtual worlds?
Indeed. Something for you to maybe mull over or perhaps explore yourself.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.